With the esports industry on the rise, and previous esports like CSGO and Overwatch looking more dated than ever, the community has been waiting for a fresh new title to dominate the decade. Could Valorant be that game? Valorant, previously known as Project A, is a tactical FPS shooter being developed by Riot Games. Riot Games is no newcomer to the esports league though, having developed League of Legends, the largest esport in the world, with championships that garner more views than the American Super Bowl. Today I'll be talking about what sets Valorant apart from the rest, and how it'll be the next big esport. Valorant, similar to CSGO, is a 5v5 round-based tactical shooter, with two teams, attacking and defending. The attacking team has to fight their way to one of three different bomb sites and plant a bomb, while the defending team guards each site and defuses the bomb if it is planted. Unlike CSGO, however, each player on the team can choose a character that they are locked into for the match. Each character has two unique abilities that can bot each round, and an ultimate that charges over multiple rounds, very similar to characters like Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege. Now, these games at their core demand teamwork. That's part of the reason why it's so fun to watch. We've already seen what advanced teamwork came from CSGO, with the most well-unified teams always using advanced communication and complex strats. This kind of teamwork led teams like Cloud9 and Astralis to win in multiple championships, with the majority of these strategies, however, only relied on cleverly placed smokes or grenades to get better angles for shots. But just imagine how creative teams can get with a plethora of new options and abilities for their specific character. Valorant's character system is going to add a whole new level of complexity for pros to perfect, with different team comps of different characters providing the game with endless combinations of new ways to get to the site. Now, we've already seen a small little taste of this in the trailer, when one player puts up essentially is a wall of toxic smoke which blocks the visibility of the enemy, while another player on the same team uses essentially a wall hack arrow that allows them to see through the smoke where they can dispatch the enemies. If a team in this new league hopes to win, they're going to need to learn how to effectively leverage character abilities and utilities at the same time, as well as how to learn to adapt to other teams' unexpected strats in order to succeed. Now, this dynamic style of teamwork will not only make the game more interesting to play, but also way more interesting to watch, contributing to the future popularity of Valorant as an esport. Netcode is the network code of a game responsible for tracking things like player locations, hit registration, etc. Because of Riot's dedication to make Valorant an esport, Valorant's netcode has been designed from the ground up to combat past issues like poor bullet registration and minimizing peekers' advantage. Now, the whole strategy behind this is a bit of a two-part plan. First is using advanced techniques like player ping balancing and more powerful server tech. CSGO, for reference, uses 64-tick servers, meaning that the server updates player values like stats and locations 64 times every second. Now, in comparison, Valorant is looking to have 128 tick rate servers on launch day. That's double that of CSGO and 6 times that of Apex Legends. That's like going from a 60Hz monitor to a 144Hz monitor. The difference is going to be night and day. The second advantage is Riot Direct. Riot Direct is an internet infrastructure that Riot designed to reduce latency between Riot's game servers and game clients. It's kind of like their own personal internet. It works by prioritizing game traffic over normal internet traffic and sending it directly between servers instead of through the open internet. According to Riot, 70% of the player population will have a response time or ping of less than 30 milliseconds on launch. With both these strategies combined, Valorant will have one of the best multiplayer response times in gaming history, making competitive play even more sought after and rewarding than other games. There's no beating around the bush. Valorant is looking to directly dethrone CSGO of its 8-year-long domination of the FPS genre. With CSGO just recently hitting an all-time high player count of 1 million concurrent players, it's not looking good for Valorant. Or maybe it is. CSGO has been standing alone with essentially zero competition, so players would naturally flock to CSGO due to its unique gameplay. But Valorant at its core is a new decade's take on CSGO. With its new modern-looking graphics, advanced network technology, and fully fleshed out characters, you can start to see how dated CSGO actually is. This refresh of a game to the scene will without a doubt siphon players from CSGO's current player base. Not only that, but Riot Games also has a massive following from other games such as League of Legends and people that don't normally play in the FPS genre. But with a little nudge of Valorant and Riot Games, many of these players will at least try it out and find out they enjoy FPS games. Valorant is going to have a massive player pool on launch. No matter what happens in the end though, the competition between these two will drive both games to become way better in the end. Riot Games will do everything they can to make Valorant an esport. After all, it's what drove League of Legends to generate $15 billion in revenue. However, this game isn't League of Legends, which took several years of organic growth for League to be at the level it is now. People and Riot, I think, are expecting this game to be an esport on release. Former CSGO pros like Brax are already signing contracts with Valorant teams when the game literally hasn't even released yet, which could have interesting outcomes definitely for the future. Game studios haven't really done this before, building a game from the ground up solely to be an esport. That being said, if any studio in the world could pull it off, it would be Riot with their long history of successful esports. Valorant, without a doubt, will be an esport. With its vibrant colored graphics, high skill ceiling, easy to follow gameplay, and the possibility for interesting teamwork, there's really no better combination. Not to mention the fact that the game is free to play and can run on 60 FPS on everything except literally a potato. This only contributes to the watchability of the game. It's not a question of if Valorant will be an esport. Rather, how big will Valorant be? So yeah, that was the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, don't. Consider subscribing. I'm still new to making videos, so feel free to leave some constructive criticism in the comments. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.